Alright, emambi engiya andonsia soro mwanchomo ligererio kise TV bwakirebya karibu sana asensemo ya kabere na ideyo mwelio yo murobere bw'inyoni abosimbwate abageni bane babiri bakunyara wikira nasi studio ngosabo kwabira so kunyara konyoru kidogo nesingincho yechi sababu chitali nge kunyara gutangika kabati karibu sana eritobeto kunyara gusangaso kwa memambi ya lero mali bageni mono nainde nabageni mambi ya lero do Neriwata birumonto kachirege igaritanga niga that is why I'm so happy nga beigurenka they always come back ga studio feel at home karibu sana studio wakire bia karibu sana. All right, I want you to shout with the biggest voice kabisa because you are home. Ego metenga yese tolikuwa ego bagani okatebanga ngereli sani yugo ndiye na nasi and people don't mind moko mwatebi detali yao azikwarwa tobeto kunyara gusangaso bwa karibu sana tuchake naye
minto wakire elietari anengoro ku Douglas Okioro korwa wogetutu wa masabo ewadi ya manga igonde asekiombe kia gusi youth council uno moteneli ororo.
All right, karibu sana se studio naye mokwani mugusi
mbya muno maralia litangane na inche litali anengoro ku Dennis Ombaba noyo ke kongende ko Richun ward elwa masaba constituency asabone yano ngotoke tawnia lakini rende na inde na bonde a director political affairs ase ekiama gete ko National Liberal Party na we gongoli yende kiruga ali ase ward ya Itaichuni na kugwa monali ase mwanya getinge LTH council no ande buno musayo yomo ase ekiombekyo.
Wow, that is nice. Do you know one thing about men that is weird and funny, but I don't mind? These two gentlemen korwaso takika studio, I've been sitting here. Na chilo kwa ganyapa kwa nani? Babora nina tulahoro. Asevarua. Hey guy, but they are talking like they've been together for the last 15 years. In fact, they are going to the same hospital. You guys, am I lying? Kama sila amesema jina hapa. Atu umesikia jina yake? Well, karibu sana Dr. Biaza Gen Z. Karibuni sana Gen Z. The only thing that I'm lucky this morning, mbabu ati placard. Just see me, chiro. I don't mind. Na bottle water hakuna unless mimi I offer one. So karibuni sana. Now, do you feel like so far Gen Z, but kunyara go turn out in large numbers? Aso kunyara waka chikura come 2027. Kale ka wave ka 2026 so ka 2024. Kako bado? Do you feel so far venye mnaendelea ground? Kuna kutokelezea 2027 mpige kura Douglas.
Lucky enough tutakuwa na elections mwezi wa 8 na mwezi wa 6 obviously zinakuanga na mwezi wa maandamano. So
mshaeka tu mwezi wa 6 ni maandamano.
Mwezi wa maandamano. Sasa ikifika mwezi wa 6 tukifanya maandamano tukimaliza baada ya hasira itakuwa imeisha. Meaning tutapiga kura.
We sure.
Very sure.
But now Dennis, I've seen bado enambene na abasae we are still following up pale mashinani abasae bari ba umyetenga kia maandamano abande bagitoma sasi batanya kugwena. The only time banyorte medical attention ndiri abarayibate gatenga free medication. But to check up, to follow up, they're struggling. Abande so the other one ga maira wite koko goro kabisa agituri likwerende lisasi. Naro agitu kama sasi saba omogongo. Ayanda tara umubere. Bado they are coping up with the same and they can't go to hospitals because mpagwa afford no 50 bob choko ba ikinyagitari. Do you want to tell us bado abasembera bwatera amoyo soka para sokorobekana ekebakori hinkeke?
Mbia muno maralia itanga ningo nasini ni asili swali likuwa wali ya basae kogera nje bado ni fietinga no gukwana tu tinda convinced bu ye kogera basae mbali the previous elections twakwana bya kabisa basae tosoka lakini gogo ikali litukoli
bagira ni kwenda bieka
wati na bintu bunebyo lakini rende enjera bayimuke round ye nabona to haro chali waise ko imokabo dilina wakanyanga mangana bwenere liswali lyakabere kwa boli igoro yabasaye nande nga mbale baraira negeti omanyete kwa roje bagoteba gosendo tuwaite kereginingi bibere byoka igobono despite nga aba banyolero those problems nande rede mbaranya ko bagokonyu buyeiga bado ekerega keringere ime bado mbabwato moyo na ki government yetera to konyo bana tutagete because still I believe amanda barna arangeli kumambi ane no ko banyora no bari na arangeli kulera no konyora bari and I believe they'll be able to push the agenda bakomwesh.
But what does these political issues jenzibo what bado ime ngote banga itutaenda bado
governance, corruption, nepotism, and many other things. Mostly totebe egento yoko gechabanta bange health wise and education wise. You can see from ekiorende wa change tekuru NHIF kocha sha shift and so forth. But konyora kero kwa change tekuru NHIF, you are an active member. You got a sha. But at the moment you was at the sha, they demand you akane like a year, then you can ever activated. The disappointing part of it, the other day I was at General Hospital here in Kisii. Like you go there, you have your card, well activated, na aina areas anywhere. But when you go kagari, ote uga kendere card. Ogo chere card ote unaki akana gari. After go korego kendere liyo gete. Ote unaki akana gari. And then what's the meaning of having the card? If I can, the card of the so-called SHA. If na hakani registration, na hakani amaliogo, na hakani na adomi rusikonjo karaki. Onye ni X-ray yongo hakana cash, ma karaki, ma enda kani X-ray. So what is the essence of having the SHA? Number 2, education. Onega, most young people are learned. You get somebody Chokwari town has a degree, maybe some others has diplomas. Lakini ameenda kwa in street simply because hakuna mahali anapata job, simply because hana godfather mwenye anamweka kwa job. Kama konyora, the government is pushing abantu bakariki kwenda school. At the same time, the government capitation ya government ya kabire tutebe for example capitation ya high school ya ringa around 22,000. One year school to around 16,000, and we are not sure because 16,000 jingo cha school.
Of course, as Jeko kulikere gazeti hili tukulia lero term 3 wamepewa 20%. Hapa tabiria Bible chukweni watoto wenu.
20% of 16,000 is around kitu kama 2,000. So kwa mimi konyora abanta babake mume ko abakaka wamenya kumuka baba benga a country will depend on young people for tomorrow's
leadership.
Nka yumundu yacho kurwera achiko swine leadership. Number 1, education kwa moire tra moya platform akariki ato akore guys. Maybe education yote teko moya sikaroke noko moya nusuta teko moya yonsi. This makes people to be abantu baba mad. Konya romondo, for example, I can give several examples. Somebody born school is called a D+. There is only what they can make in government because awate a godfather. In general, maybe because in B minus and B plus, but no one day kora yeta.
Sini nyota?
Hakuna nyota.
Well, do you feel
Che mere yo marai. Again, the gecko can never say to a getchua. A pin to be back at an avago and the policies chinky, a manifest the chink, Jacobs a chicolienda. I give one implementation, you have a problem. For example, they share my brother one about it. What they wish I you want to ask, oh, man, big way with scandals. Situations Chachi was saying, I want no to get you. To a rangaya, and I did the syndical one tiga, mean they back to the interact into a one. A finance bill, for example, Chiricha, to a bake and a boya, one or one tax back in the minute with a take over taxed. If you be a get chavas, I read the Yachogan, one last Matoimuke, a little tokarik. Torolenga was saying to change it. kere.
But now, like I talk now, maybe is it because they are politically informed? We say na wave tu unakero monto call it sha is not working. Duale must resign mwasororo. Sijui education is not working mwasororo. Sijui unemployment 19 unemployed mwasororo. Ama like are this politically associated and political, like are youth politically informed?
But even if it was in reality, SHA is not working, and I'm paying every month. The government services are not offered free, as they claim. There's rampant corruption everywhere. What you need to know, these guys, the so-called Gen Zs, most of them were given education, free primary education by the so-called Mwai Kibaki. The same people were given a platform to digital world by the so-called the Uhuru Ruto government. Those are the guys that who came up with the gadgets, the issues with the IT and other things. You see, these people are learned and they are able to go through other things. These things that were done previously were done by DCIs, but nowadays youth can do it without the help of DCIs. You see, so there's nothing you can tell them like this one went like this and this and this. Hata kama ni payment ikifanywa kwa government, somebody can do that one and they can give you the whole details on how the amount was paid and who was paid and at what time and at what place.
Na enjoyment they go marali. A bigger number ne wave just because inga sha yanga kwa bono twaso eto tuakule because maybe ne financial bill to target because I was following the other one keenly. Kokoboli mondo ne finance bill inge one entailed totally nothing. Kama ente lakini I rejected the finance bill. Reject. Anything, but that's that a king mean thing a number of politically informed, a number of what from A to B, a number of ningi politics and what it can offer. So there are some the way but in baro very informed. And because ideally in the middle of the time and for you to, for example, go seek these political seats and the rest, last more equipped as a person, last moment in ninjota so there are some who are informed, na the baro what the wave, but my ads near in a key or that maybe finance bill or something of the sort. Be equipped, get those facts so that no one can get a work and what the facts you
know, one thing for a fact in gender that is affecting them directly is unemployment. True. That one I truly agree. Lakini as a shy what affect and they are unemployed, no sijui, because when you wanalia sha ni those who are employed wanakatwa mshahara payslip inanyonywa na baada milipia mwaka mzima andupate haimsaidii. Omonto the comrades maybe disbursement of help washapata, si ndio? Most of them I think wamepata. Na you can't just start comparing korubumbu alibali konya walibata linki koirani na boniga abato koirani and the funding that we get. Maybe nile tuseme the logistics za kupeana kwanya you are in the same class oyako nyora use are level 1 nentakana na yo level 1 lakini ubwate 10% mwenzi nitakana lakini oyako at 70 ayobwate 20. That is purely logistics and maybe the implementation of the whole thing, but it is just the beginning. But what are these political issues apart from unemployment? Whatever that is aggrieving youth this much? Ama are they being politically used and manipulated? Also say ground. When you they're good to go. They don't mind. Sometimes I feel like you're good to go. You don't care after that. You are back to zero. Ama, is there any other? Am I judging these people harshly? Douglas, am I judging you?
Unajua, what you need to know, we're yearning for change. And this change will not come just like that. We have to work it out. Number one, ile kitu ya kitambo mimi nilikuwa naona wazazi wetu walikuwa wanaogopa.
Okay.
Na huu uoga ndio imeenda because at the moment yoko that's the moment yoko like akwenda kwa intimidated. At the moment you stand to the truth, that's the moment you go. Bonaiga na penyewa tanga these youths are not employed. One of they are complaining about SHA for nothing. But in Yoranga, my father or my mother ngobokaro enda kotole chai. Chai at the end of the day ngo very taxed. Kome konyora 195 million charusi ruwe account chairuna. Enya kita exist. Pay your P. So kome konyora chibese kiwango fulani ngachi machine chago ruchezi nya kita kori itayo. Then umanga there will I be happy because my father, my mom, maybe my grandmother and other people are paying for the taxes, are paying for the hospital, like the SHA thing. Hiyo ndio imeuma watu saa hii. Unalipa then watu wanatoa pesa ati kulikuwa na ugonjwa fulani, pesa fulani ikatoka ikaenda hospitali fulani. When you do a follow up unapata hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Then unapata the same people under the same ministry, they're investigating themselves. How would I start?
So when you are in these political platforms, Unomusai, yes, you have a point you're trying to pass out. Do you feel like your voice is politically heard?
You know, these people, okay, they cannot do that 100%.
But wanasikia so far.
But wanasikia na wanaogopa.
Pia wao wameogopa.
Sasa wanaanza kuwa na limits. Unasemanga you try, unaweza ifanya 30%, usifanya 100% perfect. But 30%, instead somebody could have been sending around 195 million to a given to hot air to a given hospital. Sasa anaweza tuma 20 million. Unaona kuna pesa fulani merudi chini. At the moment they see these people are raising up, we are raising up and we are raising issues that is actually pure, they normally fear. When they do these transactions, they do it in a different way, but ikiwa imetulia sana, haiendi kama ile ya kitambo. I remember times like Ngakia Moi, people used to have money, but hakukuwa na mtu wa kuquestion. But by then hiyo pesa yetu ilikuwa na file na ilikuwa ina circulate. This time round, these rich people na wakaraki na wata they go in rich folk, but they go circulate the money, and this brings the wrath of young people.
Do you feel like every day have a sigh? Ama liogea yao
ngotegere rwale to an extent because boka ngonyoro bangere batane ki ene bimane corruption in parliament no bimane besakete chiasire kurusha nande njemfire dinga tikatoka endele ko imukie liogere so that baba accountable to ba make baba accountable or be respect ba because so far so good. For example, from the demonstrations that take place now I realized, for example, the president suspended the finance bill. Akayeri look ya chete ya kabera I think one by salans things zake baka review baka irania magoli zake. So yes, there are not to igubale lakini bado baraika where we really want.
Now there are some trending hashtags along the protest. Reject, Ruto must go, one term, whatever. And I feel
ready for a holiday full of non-stop adventures with Star Times. Recharge your subscription for 2 months and get upgraded to the next bouquet.
What do you say to that?
Laugh out loud with Bluey on CBeebies. Battle alongside Armor Hero Hunter on ST Tunes. Team up with the Teen Titans on Toonami. Fly high with Super Wings on ST Kids Plus. Power up with the Powerpuff Girls on Boing. Zoom out with Robocar Polly on Jim Jam. Discover fairy tale magic at Regal Academy on Da Vinci Kids. Recharge your subscription for 2 months and get upgraded to the next bouquet this holiday. Adventure begins at home. Download Star Times on app to watch your favorite shows anywhere. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Eye Nkisi TV amandegere y'umuguzi.
Alright, tukusaba kwabera site lafwe chuchiki mitambo. Kwa karibu sana mwancho muligerero Kise TV. Tobe kunyara kugendera gusanga so bwa meme studio ni gombo atabasai babere abuto kunyara kwandire uri yamangana yabasai amo nechinse mo gusama baga yogurai. Na egati yabeto kunyara kwandira ngamo nabasai abaiga. Ine amanga libereri gari ya siasa mbali kwete boli. Gose abako bwati buna abande tubako bwati no muri buna bingondi tu. You don't mind. Left, right. You saw in YS wali graduate wangapi juzi. Ukikida mantiko kwa watu minga wa. And bado those who are unemployed, they are more and more. But at the same time, I feel like Kabasavega, they are giving room to be manipulated. Okay? Una nateba to try and dance in the studio. Yes, Mubata Gadeni, someone Douglas. Like the wave that they have, nebwata chingu. Yes. But bono, chingu wichiga, nchigo sambakate. Normal weri sakara. Ostaro kaiga, wiko kanyeka. Na endo era pibora makobo, suburio tachore nsari. That is how I feel. So, how are you going to convert this energy? This is 2025 so far, we can feel like nothing happened last year. Your tension became a measure. How are you going to convert this energy from online to offline? Sasa ikuje like watu wameshika ID, watu wako na voting card, wameenda kupiga kura to bring the change that you need.
Number one, usipolige libona ya.
Wewe uko na umeshika kura?
Kitambo sana.
Uko na ID?
So usipolige libona ya, most young people they're contesting for. They're feeling like Arsenal eventually GTV. So let's go and do it. Because so we go and do it. That's the first step. Secondly, these people, and they have on each platform, they articulate issues directly. They don't fear, because fear went away. They stand on a podium, where podium, when you're calling a podium, here is the so-called Kitule Kindiki, here so-called whoever is there. They normally speak directly, no fear. Lastly, these people, they are well informed, only that they don't have that authority to stamp the nini, but they are well informed, and they mostly nowadays you see youths are following up every step. You can ask a given youth can tell you on how these things, management or finance management, should be done from the treasury and the other things. Somebody can explain you better other than even the minister and the Ministry of Finance. Meaning these people are well informed and they've learned and they understand what should be done. So when when time comes, if they get opportunity, things are going to change. And I believe if they're given a chance, they're going to do an extra mile whereby the younger generation that is going to come is not going to face the hostile the nini that we are facing right now. For the tomorrow's change to come, we who have seen that these things should be done like this should stand up and go for it. That's where we can see young people now ni wengi in positions of kungangana kupata given positions as a politics.
Chairman tare ko maralia. Moro ibna wa denda na wole inge kabisa. Lakini dende ningaji teko tebo bumaina na boche to kalima for example. To awaja ko mora to ari ko ligeria na ninge ke tembo ba manyetange ba berega. To aroche nga at least imbato konye because wana morara ke wase do wate kasa mwene ali to karanga wono no wale ko presidential flag be ar chi abasae na to ale ko ali behind them. At least we even have a youth ole okoboli ke roke president so that all getting serious we need this thing. But along the way kwanya aranga temaiti I don't know up to now what really happened, but oyo maga quit oyo ndetoli ko moiwa so umolero kwanya aranga okay. But my urge this morning neli na ki abasai ni whichever way tole bona my brother arole bateba as kwanya le platform aye to make it. Let's come up in large numbers to collect to contest for these seats as a tolling of the Bilko Genda so that we bring that change. Therefore, kanga no tene na korosie biroge, but to prove because a question comes again, eto away. Gonyara mole. Tika to contest for those seats. Na go contest telling ambos I go my sister no maralinga get no manyete. Kobol chukar lazima eba again one or the other. Lazima manya ko convince abantu, lazima ligi resources ngena ne chukotara na korwa go chimoinali. So tika to eba nge all those around so that at least to gende to liye biroge. What we are supposed to say.
The one thing that genuinely scares me about Gen Z, yes, they can be having a vision, they can be needing this, they can be having numbers, but what if akipata mshahara ya kwanza mama lakini ndugu Dubai Dubs mari na mu sije hii Havana akuita unit Kenya roda mta chengai si tutalia mpaka tutoe bubbles kwa kwa
we have some young people who are in leadership
who have a vision and they have a taste like let's give an example of the so-called the Mumia system. He's a young guy, and he's doing great. Salasia.
Yes. Look at this, the one called ENYONI from Kiharu. He's doing a good job. He's a young.
Yes. No, and say that I like even HT. He's doing real good work.
So.
Silvano Susoro,
yes.
Jafeti,
so we go more to we will do.
But now, let us talk about specific leaders. You know, for the longest time, Kuruna Chagete co-host the breakfast show. I've had political interviews, and there is one thing now very along this game about politics. It is a game of betrayal and interests. All right? True. It is a game of interests and betrayal. Raila Amolo Odinga, for the longest time, has been aware of. And even the previous time, handshake and everything, people never used to have negativity like how they have this match with this regime with broad-based government. What changed along the way? And are you still under the corner and the wings of Raila Amolo Odinga? Because mnaboniga nere kwesokiri tete ko rangaki erabika kunyara kwegera Johnson Sakaja so that asiende impeachment. Do you feel people are still asichimba bachai? Because kuna time angesema watu watoke na sahani na vijiko and they cool.
My friend nakwana at times even ndombire byarenge rikale bitali bona. For example, fear. Abantu bikana kwara basunyala bengo ko wasari wakira. Right now, abantu bara bari diets cha baba bona kwa kwanda. They are left. Bona iga no embarabu Kumate kare ndo kaya kare kana for a long time paka bone ile gyako geji. No emba wa banyene banyole nga iga mangana akongire no emba pa kanya kana the twine go ja asenara bone toro chingo to ngainale. Because once, as you said, politics are about interests. I'll lose the elections or they go nchuga ngokupatira ndege ndogete kenga ni wake sawa moto na maiga ni je minyokie kengo minyokie na lose igangwa yego ni opposition ingo tigarana kuoga ustia ngende ngoyeki kwanyora buoi, which is contrary against the people. No nyara kera arwete you people wa abantu bali ko stiza ngabona liango ba strong opposition kabisa ite serikali kabisa, but what it did no arega nanda ka serikali no toro chali baka sai agenda te como what so what inginda ke te batema inga kinere ko ikanto barasa banyora ngabona liderions no liolo ko tenga ta ndiko chia ya na toje to kende nere biego correct nere biego ko benefit so banya nganda ba chire mo arega on influence yete yo kero mundo but because whoever ya go side nere no li badan to fere tinga teliboro. Yes.
Number one, what you need to know, in politics, hakuna enemies. They normally talk tukiwa hapa because I've seen them.
Unataka kuniambia Gachagua hata salimia na Raila?
Vizuri sana.
I
was in a given nikiwa 2022 elections. Kuna jamaa alikuwa anaitwa Kasarani. I used to stay in Kasarani. Kasarani kulikuwa na huyu jamaa anaitwa jamaa wa Sport Pesa.
The
MP now, the current MP and the previous MP. Walikuwa akiingia kwa ground, huyu anaongea vibaya, but mwisho wa siku they meet in an hotel. Na acha kahusiana na you see, abantaba in politics there is no permanent enemies. The permanent enemy maybe ninje na itoranya kuanga na bosa, but abantu very regularly they are doing their own things and they what they believe is because the interest maybe biashara. I protect my business, you protect my business. In most cases, if you go through the impeachment of Kericho, if you go through the whole story, you will come to find out that these guys, the Kericho guys, they have not been paying taxes. When the governor told them you need to pay taxes, they wanted to chase him away. Now it's come out clear that you have to pay in public. You see, meaning these things are all about interest. And these guys, 2-3 weeks, you'll find them sitting on one platform and talking to the people. Meaning, at the end of the day, these guys, they're using the positions they have for them to benefit themselves. That's number one. Number two, if you are keen on Ruto when he was a vice president or a deputy president, he used not to believe in maybe handshake. He used not to believe in that. I remember one day he was in London whereby he talked about the government in opposition and opposition in government. Whereby he never believed that opposition and the government will work together. And mark you, this so-called internet will never forget. That's where ulisikia Ruto akiongea vibaya juu the government in opposition and opposition in government. Haijaenda muda, it was around 2 years and some months. Again, the same opposition is in government. And the government they are talking is out of government. So meaning these things are trying to controverse, yani wanajaribu kuchanganya. That's why unaona youths they never believe now in these politicians. Like you guys, you've been misleading us. You told us opposition should remain to be opposition so that they can counter-check the government's need. But now the opposition is in government, and the government is working hand in hand with the opposition. Anything the government is proposing, it goes through without any deeper conversation or what. No procedures are followed in implementing other things in government. Meaning, the government has nobody who is counter-checking it. everything is going in astray. That's why you find like other young people who are well informed in political processes, they are mad on these guys. Because in everything they are discussing, it goes through. The finance bill of this year, was it 2025, 2026, went through without any complication. The other finance bill, yenye tulipigana, do you know that finance bill ilipitishwa lakini nyuma hadi kafika mwisho? We as young people feel like the opposition in government and the government having that so-called the broad-based government, we're lacking the people who is counter-checking the government. When we're lacking the person who is counter-checking the government, meaning there's a lot of corruption in this government. A time will come when a scandal of billions of cash will be itatolewa. You see, for example, nowadays the country called Kenya has a diplomacy issues. Okay, the relationship between the country, the neighboring countries inaenda ikiharibika, simply because there's nobody who is telling the other guy you are doing the wrong thing, who is telling the other guy you should do this and this and this. When this guy meet, they talk, they just say let's do this, and they do that. Nobody is telling the other one, no, if you do this we're going to affect the country, we're going to affect this one, we're going to, no, they just go. So at the end of the day, the other day you heard the Jubaland military forces from the other side of Nini. They are in Kenya, they are in Mandera, which is not good. When you find the military from the other country in your country without the permission of, or without any proper procedure of moving from the country to this country, meaning at any given time, the territories in between, the territories they're in between can be inaweza chukuliwa anytime, because at the time wana surround hiyo kitu na wasema hapa ni kwetu, itakuwa ni vita na mwananchi wa kawaida atafanya nini? Ataumia. So that's why you feel like you find other people, those people who knows the political processes well, they're well informed. That's why unapata they fume these other people. When they fume these other people, hiyo hasira inakuja and people unapata wameingia kwa barabara. Yes.
Wow, that is nice. Now, ekere tokonyara kokwanira about this. We were still talking about interest and betrayal. Ekere babo mbadi babe kucha serikali omugusia gaikaga feel betrayed. And there were two types of betrayal. Ekere baba aswa serikali, that is how they call him baba. Ekere aswa serikali, Kenyans felt betrayed that he used the blood of the Gen Z to get a seat
for himself,
to satisfy his interests. The same youths, I don't know if you are among them, bagatebanga tokulike morai ndebo si turagania torai twatamire kolike lakini matiangi na isaini matiangi uchire. At the same time ekera ituri baga abeka bantase serikali tanyoliti mugusino enoyomo. That is the second betrayal. The first, kunomosai, and the second, kunomogusi. I don't know, did you feel the same in Obunabasai?
No, there's something I've not heard you well. By the time I turi baga koreki?
I turi bagaria broad-based government, abe kabarai, ase serikali, ya broad-based, agachora baruroche.
Okay.
Unanipata? Omogusi, bantu bakaboli no ekibagenda tatagagitama etikokwana, ntobwate babo Simba, Obadia Baron, ntobwate babo Timothy Bosire, ntobwate Simba Arati. Yani aroche mbako ubo waziri no ene kemo no nyeno bo majority rende bwa bunge. Abagusi, they started stepping back. In fact, right now over Kenya moja. I don't know, have you seen a chama by the name Kenya moja? Babu Clive, nobody, Obadia, Anthony, they went there, Babu Sifuna, they moved into the other party. In Obunabasai, and especially Abagusi, did you feel the same?
They say, as you said earlier, politics is all about interest. You serve my interest, I serve your interest. You see? When Raila Odinga was in a handshake with the so-called Uhuru Kenyatta, it transformed Kisumu and his parts in Kisumu. You see, in terms of infrastructure and other things, Kisumu was transformed, totally transformed. You see, And by the time Mzee Baba came to the broad-based government, he gave his experts, as they say, his experts to the government so that they can help for the maybe implementation of other policies from his side and the Ruto side for the smooth running of the government, the broad-based government. But that is contrary. I don't believe in what they're doing, because at the moment they came in government, they're doing the same thing the government was doing, only that new faces are there. Now, this broad-based government came in and betrayed other tribes, because Raila Odinga alikuwa na ushawishi Kenya mzima, si hata hapa Kisii peke yake, Kisii, Nyanza, si wapi. But when it came to him giving opportunities to yani apeane watu majina ya watu ndio waingie kwa government, he only gave to his Wajaluo community. Meaning, ukirudi nyuma, politics is the original politics is tribal. Simply because if Raila Odinga could have been given, if Raila Odinga was given 4 chances, but among the 4 chances, he gave 3 to Luos. Meaning, this politics is well grounded from what we call tribal politics. In Kenya, politics is local, and the locality of politics is tribal. So the interest of Mzee was, I serve my tribe, and these other people is going to get the other things. That's why you came to realize they were giving Bosire a chairman ya chairman ya nini? Chairman ya NTSA, which is just a normal seat somebody can go and apply and get. You see? So unapata sasa these big boys now, the Girolia Yoruba call them big boys. These big boys, they are trying to invest in from their own homes and their own ninis. Ukipata mwisho wa siku wakitoka, these other people ndio wataenda ku take care of them, because umugusita ko rugega chiko take care of Raila aliponda. But siya ya kurwari umuntu rero nabako ando muherere kende kwanyora umugusi bona sauli atarate ni bange biye kwanyora umugusi na bakonya kutocho chabo na bakonya kutocho chabo. That's why unapata umugusi from that time ulipata walianza kusema let's come together, let's be together, let's try to have our policies, let's try to build our house. If we build our house, then we'll have respect. The negotiation comes from there. Like if we have our house and somebody wants to come and visit us, they use our house. They use the house that is built. Esaiga yumate vile esaiga no agoja so imana denga ona nintaka tabokonyo bwino bokonyo bwino ntaka te kubulinga nega na ndo toma kubuli inki wade go just story. Negotiating the power of negotiation. Bono abono no otori. Na kiko kwa ralanga omugusi bwensi pino erine pake bali batanta inake bale isiko ya matia wanya omugusi bwensi ipi oteni nda tabrina ki they support one candidate. This candidate can present us as same as and because he knows na ki government take work, he knows if he has that feeling, yani he has that ninga the government, if we have opportunities na ratu warenga na wako akonya commission 3-4 names chira so as government chira so in parastato segere a community nerenyo opportunities abantu babali ko banyore resources such as a community.
I felt neglected as a youth. Yageko gara iru ai tu mabagali tabege timosayo no yo moyo lede to ara tanga at least ara konya na agency yemu ayo CSU na at least to ara go feel too as a community. As a community, we know to have for example, to have na baba for a long time. So we expected at least in the Kanya 5 at least na bari koruta akanta kama gocha so mugusi elinde na indubune community to feed into the part of the government. So kwanyoranga ero kolire whatever kolete oire abantu bae, which my brother has explained then bachikumalisha na nini, lakini I don't believe in that. I strongly believe na twatera no mondo lengo mondo kuyensengi mayaito anga at least na siara therefore I think ajet no kwa ozene paranya bieke kurmoinali ne yo kaso get is go from their home. So my urge na ki kerato anyo these opportunities what we can use example kigarera ngabana etu akaigi meliando bae this eta keirebe no ani intu abanyene for example karongo ligoze ne kerege kikyo kwa msinga nyaraka baga for example ichunu wodi to bwate chinyomba chinyinge sana almost 5 to bana bamobea abatondo abakimoto abasigiza at least kerongo distribute into aneta keringa na jengo kero monda nyole egere kero monda feel part of that government so that this betrayal njiji ko correct njiji ko reka na nganchiacha elinde kero monda at least ya feeling egento ke thank you no nyego ko bwato boncho mo endo yane ata no nyega atakete abantu bamarakini aruta mauga kete ko jisiko iga so that at least ando ba feel taki ntito awa
But ogweso kwa matiangi inuna basai how do you feel about the same to Chake na ibado?
Thank you. Nje ogweso kwa matiangi buna my brother Chika will explain ngelinga as a community na ande kinegenda na wele ngolera for a long time. Weso koligera chi community echi chinde chi nyinge nje bwada they are kingpin. We can call them kingpin. At least omuntu ko bakwanera. Bama banyendo abagusi twanywelere wechimoina by then ye alenge ko senasa na SID ende yawo yes serikali jubilia and the rest kwa nyora na into as a community ndo ati muntu ole serious otokoro ke kingpin at least orato kambere as MSN so matiangi bono gwesoke is a very good thing tigesoke na I'm appealing that kero muntu amo watso that at least to aro muntu to konyara to ko represent right now in the opposition no rojenga abanda abambaro ababa nena banenere at least kero muntu akonyaka baga kwana so nerega ko at least na boko nyoranga na into to kwane bone community na ne kero kende yonse bone ke bona kiali kuba kwa kaende se bia cheta anga na into nyendu yomondo itaro alboko because kol mayando akwata ndo akwata na babo mingo magara babo ate bya makorusia lakini kwa nyoranga mbali serious kiame kino ngozi yoka ngibwati obis ere monyene kwa nyoranga tali serious na chame ya ite bwate no MMC no yo so that kwa nyoranga bona mangana itakole tikitali maronge ose intuntu bwate mondo ko correct ogotogambera so matiangi bene asogerega tiatara ale behind him kero monda mo support elinde na into at least tonyore yogirito ali SMS eliene nane ko te abalinga koko nyora nto SMS yu around abasaya abatwaro ketejenzi na wale banego bili toje bone bano lidali kero mondo tavero
Wow, Douglas ogweso kwa matiangi ayana ki kwako irere
ogweso kwa matiangi is a step the community umogusi towards having that negotiation powers in government. But also, I want to remind other people, these are the guys, the so-called MPs and other guys outside here, who are trying to tell us, like, and we need to kamua ngombe, ndio tufanya nini? Ndio tumaenkoirana. Now, in my mind, I normally ask myself, don't we pay taxes? Do they come to beg us to pay taxes for them to have the taxes? No. Sindio? Nasema kulipa tax ni lazima. Si hata tafadhali ni lazima. Then the same thing should apply when it comes to service delivery. A given region has done this and this and this in terms of paying taxes. We paid our taxes. Then we need not to go and beg for us to get the resources back to our community. This notion that these parliamentarians and other guys are trying to come up with, like, we need to go and beg for the resources to come to our place, yet we pay taxes without being begged for, then the same thing should apply when it comes to giving resources to the community. Like, they have to give us, because it's our right also to have the so-called service delivery in our community or in our counties. So there's no need for us to go and beg for. If somebody is telling you to go and beg for, is not the right person to be in that position. So we need to work out the way we do things now. Forget about what has been happening. Let's follow the constitution. Let's do what our land's constitution demands us to do. Not what you feel or somebody feels that he should do. We believe the Constitution states very clear that MPs are there to counter-check the government's maybe projects. Let the MPs not dwell on this government. Maybe angalia the president mostly. Aache kupigana the resources zenye barabara ikuje huku. Given apeane proposals. Maybe my constituency has this and this and this, and I'm proposing like the government should give me a factory in a given place, and they give their proposals, not going to beg for. Because at the end of the day, budget in a petition in parliament, not in state house. Budget in a petition in parliament, then it goes for in the state house for approval. So why should you then go to beg the president, where else you have the powers to approve the budget from the word go? So this notion that these people are trying to tell us that they should stop, because hiyo ni tabia mbaya na hiyo itaenda kuleta shida hapa mbele. Because the president, when somebody is going to be elected as a president, is going to see him like a superman, whereby he has to be begged for. When you go for negotiation, and when somebody goes for negotiation from this side, then the person will tell me, if I give you that, what will you give me? The president also confirms that he should have the powers to negotiate from the other side. If the barabara in Unachengwa will cost around 15 billion, then it will be cut short by a given amount for the president also to have this. Okay. That's the reality. So what we need to do, let's forget about the notion of telling us, acha tuende tupembelezane ndo tupewe. Ni haki yetu tupewe, kwa sababu tunalipa ushuru. Na hawa wabunge wakienda in a parliament, when they are passing the budget, let them consider what they need from their homes. Because again, the way we budget, ngi buone epara kurua segete wika segete nitakiri. Wo proposing alia segete bintu bya biri binge tikatobike factory. Alia segete kendo kete kya biri ga tikatokarega. Then again the getu gia so as a budget. Again the getu tele president yegweti. Muntu gweti ngo na mubunge. Mubunge kara etiri then yama kwenda next ko approved ni president. Ko approved. Then you go and check for the budget ya edetiku e para ya edetiku, you go seek have the contractor aje ground. You can check the government's any activities in your constituents. If kazi jafanyika in accordance with the constitution and agreement between you and the government, then you go back to parliament. You table the motion. Why is my constituency not having the things that we agreed and the finance in the financial year, whatever. So this notion, I believe, should stop. For this notion to stop, and now we need to elect leaders who believe in the constitution and who believe that they can do without begging.
Douglas, ulienda the state house?
No, I couldn't.
Joke list?
No. Sikutaka. Actually, niliambiwa, but nilikataa.
Ulienda state house deno?
Pinche at the state house. As I told you, I'm a director of political affairs, National Liberal Party, and my the constitution of our party will not allow me to go to such functions.
Hey, see, we are sorry. Now, because of time, in conclusion, we can hear you. We can hear you. Do you feel like there'll come a time when Gen Zs, they'll get the kind of leadership they are aspiring for? It is just being hopeful.
Thank you. Whatever my brother there is something that there is something we should live as a reality. Na veta kile mwenye ndo yani explain riwega babunge waro siamba chiko babege chipara chikole, but ekingeliko kwaragasi bono igase our current Kenya. So it's one thing kokwana na it's one thing yelike collect bono ingagete kero wando atanga oti gatara kamengomba and the rest. You see what happened to our sister Gloria. So And maybe my urge to have empower, I got about that get command the rest. Yes, by chance right now they are in the government, but okay, deep in their mind, despite the fact that Timbale say government, because the time for 5 years, but at the back of their mind, Bana work at Sab support who? Their son, also Manuel Yogo, or I say Ekerogo. This one, I know there'll come a time when, as youths, to run the leadership that you want, and the leadership where you are was telling to Tueka, and in the little tenant, Tonyanko talk or Yakora, Nakobua Mono, Etarwe Tia Setole, Tonyanko talk or Rana Balibaro, Wanyanko, Korakiba, Kora, whatever, get a kid, and I know. There comes a time keregen to the Yokonya Koko Saba, Kerabeke, Wikerana, Nande Kerotra, Saverana twins, when I Valibaro, Namokonya, at least when my brother Teva, our MP was saying to a soil or to Angelo change these things for the poor, so that they got a president, they were that imperial power, or Tara and Asa was a negative tea, Ketosavaki and Egg, Mokonyoa. Otara and Asa, they were sending it, Navek, never get budget, the Cabisa, like it talk on your. So there'll come a time, the way you asked, Taranyako Konyoro, but I believe to take or Saba Raivaito, was set into our general saw and to implement whatever to take implement.
Alright, thank you. Will there come a town? Magania or Abagakunya wicked and Agasiasa?
Yes, of course. I believe it's time. And let nobody despise you like things cannot happen. It can happen. Because if you believe in yourself, then you believe things are going to happen. We believe in ourselves. That's why you get more and more young people are now interested in having these political negotiations and political negotiation and political platforms so that they can discuss and understand more on how these things are done. We believe in associating these other guys. They have, yes, of course, they have experience, but also we've gone through the constitution, we've gone through the history, and we even studied it well, so that at the time, when the time comes that we have that opportunity to serve as leaders of the country, we'll be having the history and the constitution at the same time, so that we can implement those things that the constitution will demand us to do, and we can implement other things. Maybe these new things that we feel if we put it into action, they'll help our people and our generation to come. So we believe we are the change. There's nobody who's going to change the country. We've tried having other leaders for a long time enough. Now it's our time. It's our turn. So for us to have that opportunity, we need, number one, to go and register as voters. Number two, have the consistency of knowing what should be done and understand. Don't elect an MCA who expect akuje kuweka rami kwenyu. Know the MCA kazi yake ni gani na anafaa kufanya nini. Let's understand that one. Know the MP kazi yake ni gani na his capability. And know the governor's capability and other things. So if we understand hii kazi venye inafanywa, then itakuwa rahisi tukipiga kura, then itakuwa rahisi kufuatilia mambo yetu venye inafanyika and the opportunities venye inafanyika. Lastly, we are young people and we are yearning to have the country that believes in the constitution and believes in the law that we've passed. We don't want to go to a dictatorial country. For us to be in that nini, we need to avoid the so-called Okosero. Okosero has become one of the things imeleta shida huko kwetu. Simply because, let me explain. Simply because, number one, umuntu Okosera 500 bob. That's just an example. Umuntu kwa 500 bob. You're a learned person, and you have that nini, like one day unaweza pata job mahali, ndio. Umuntu kwa 500 bob. kwa mwakira kura also in a government also in a position irago konya maybe opportunity kia raisili arago konya so that position was say a section konya ko also mera koma konyora this is same person who quite 500 is asking is demanding 500,000 from you.
All right.
So 500 bob, but somebody's asking you 500,000 for you to get the position. So we need to start thinking of how we can change these things. Let's avoid this Osero and vote for people who believe in giving opportunities, in giving chances, so that hii mambo yetu ifanyike vizuri. Kwa sababu watu wengi wenye wanatoa hongo wanaingia in the offices, they do nothing. Kazi yao ni corruption till the end. Ndio unapata vitu mingi hata hazifanyiki. Vitu mingi hata zimekwama. So we need to start avoiding. Ndio kutakuwa na kuteseka kidogo, lakini ni kwa muda kidogo. At the moment we elect the right people to the position, we'll have a given period of time tukiwa na shida kidogo. But at the time vitu zitaanza kuwork, I believe Kenya itakuwa in a different level. Otherwise I wish you the best.
All right, thank you so much. Aso kunyara wikase studio na aso kunyara usangana intu ndoche biro bya myokere kigima stake merongebere cha bitukiri gure chinsa ibere chiabo no mambi ntwate mbago au takiri wika tubeto kunyara kubuhata wale sana twabere to kunyara kunyoro asante sana kuchesa director na baligere libane aso kunyara usangana intu emambi ya lero. They believe the change they need is coming and is coming sooner than expected. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Joan KWAMBOKA na lele Italiana. Tumira nele tukoliankio.